evening, welcome to our 143rd meeting. We are videotaping, so if you're walking around, try not to walk in front of the camera, and if you're speaking or something, make sure you can be well heard. This is DPI-SIG. The meetings are open to the public, but we also have membership. It's $30 a year, and we have a number of different activities that we offer for the membership fee, and I'm just going to read those off very quickly. We have a monthly outing. We have a theme show every month. Oh, I thought that was our computer up here. You're right. We have 4 camera club competitions a year. We have a beginners competition workshop. We are in our 4 print and 4 digital competitions, statewide competitions through the Florida Camera Club Council. We have a round table discussion one evening a month. We have a Lightroom, a Photoshop, and an Elements workshop different nights during the month. We have a women's creative workshop, which is for men and women. We have a basic lighting workshop, and we have a photo decks slideshow workshop. So there's a lot of different workshops going on different nights of the week. We have an art show. In fact, it's going on right now. We have a vendor's discount program on our website. We have a CD, DVD lending library with educational material. And we also donate your services to any not-for-profit organization in Collier County. We've done a lot of those lately, and it's worked out really, really well. Our way of giving back. If any organization that's having a dinner or an event and they need a photographer, they email us and we ask you to go. And I know we've had a lot of really good turnout lately. I've been hearing a lot of positive comments of how great we're doing on that. We have door prizes, which you see up there, and if you join tonight, you're eligible for the door prizes. We have one of the greatest online magazines, photography magazines that there could be, and by all means, log on and look at our magazine. We have a lecture and a workshop lecture series, and I put some of these on the table. These are our next 3 speakers, and I know we've been meeting in the auditorium. Everybody's gotten used to that. Well, by the time you get used to something, things change. It's happened all my life. We're all nice and comfortable with the auditorium. Well, they're remodeling the auditorium. They're putting in a new sound system, a new projector, I hope. So the next 3 will be here in this room, rather than the auditorium. This room holds almost as many as the auditorium. So they will be here, and I've got all 3 of them on this one particular flyer. If you take some of these and pass them out to friends or associations or any place you can, we'd like to get as much publicity as we can, because these are 3 major speakers. And so there'll be, in September, it's Artie Morris, Jim Zuckerman in October, and Dave Fitzsimmons in December. And I've already got 3 lined up for January, February, and March of next year. So if we'll publicize this, it's a great way to get new members. It's $30 a year, you get to go to all of them for free. So I'd appreciate it if you do everything you can to publicize this along with the club. Appreciate it. All that activity takes a lot of people to do it. We have over 50 volunteers that make all this happen. So would everybody with a green name thing stand up? These are the people who make this hard work. Thank you very much, volunteers. And it does take a lot of work, and they put a great deal of effort into it. Okay, let's see. Laura? There you go. Okay. Well, give us a report on the outings.
I did not know I was going to do this until about 3:30 this afternoon, so I do not have a slideshow for you. So I apologize for the people that went to the Bird Rookery. There were several of us that went, and I want to thank everybody that showed up that morning. It was a very nice outing. We have this Saturday is Butterfly World over in Coconut Creek. We have a few people that are signed up, a bunch of people, about 7. There are some people that will be driving themselves. Those of you who are not driving yourself, the meeting place for the carpool will be Cracker Barrel at Collier Boulevard 75. Meeting at 6:45 to leave at 7 a.m. It's about a 2-hour drive. So if you haven't decided you wanted to go and you wanted to decide tonight that you're going, if you'll just show up at the Cracker Barrel at 6:45, you can all drive over together. I have sent out the address and stuff for that and in other emails, but you can look up their website. No tripods or monopods are allowed there, though. You might want to take the rain gear too. It is an outside venue, and we've been having a lot of rain lately. The next outing, which is July 16th, is Revs Institute, which is in Naples, Florida, just north of the airport, off of Airport Police Horseshoe Drive. It's $17 a ticket. You get your tickets on their website, which is revsinstitute.org. And they only sell 34 tickets for the 10 o'clock opening time. So if we're planning on going at 10 o'clock, so if you wanted to go, you might want to go online and get your ticket already. The September outing to the Babcock Branch, the date has been changed to accommodate Arthur Morris's presentation that you just talked about. So it'll be on, instead of September 10th, it'll be September 17th, and I'll get the rest of that information out to you. And that's it.
Of course, I lost it. Okay, we've got an art show going on, guys, and it's incredible. It's so incredible that the president of the Friends of the Library said, "Thanks so much for these wonderful photos. This is the best art exhibition the Friends of the Library has had ever. It demonstrates the varied talents and remarkable creativity of the members of the DPI-SIG photographic organization." I was amazed. I didn't know we were that good, but we are. And to prove that point, next Friday is the opening at Van Liebig of Photos in Process, and also Camera USA, which Camera USA is one of the premier national exhibitions. And the library's open until 7 o'clock that night, so if you and Van Liebig opens up at 5, so if you're wandering to see the show at Van Liebig in the openings, I would suggest stopping at the library, take close attention to what's there, then pay close attention to what's at Van Liebig, and then compare the three, and I think you're going to be surprised. And you're also going to be surprised to find out how many photos and photographers are in each one of the exhibitions. We have very good turnout locally, and Jack O'Brien at Van Liebig has done a fantastic job of trying to make Naples a premier exhibition location for the southeastern part of the United States, and is being recognized for that. So consider yourself in good company. I'd like to thank those of the committee who really did most of the work, and they never get any credit. And that would be Betty Saunders, obviously, Sonny, Nancy Springer, Marcel Ciamples, our David, and of course Priscilla McGuire and myself. Also, we're a fun group, and you get the chance to pick on me and tell me where I'm wrong, and which is done quite often, unfortunately, and for me at least. And if you want to be a member of the show committee, we meet very rarely because I hate meetings, and Priscilla hates them almost as much as I do. But we do get together, and we do get the job done, and we do put together some fairly interesting shows. One of the shows that most of you don't know about, and it's going to be in November, and thanks to one of our members in helping us, we will be showing at the Lee County Library Unit on Estero Beach, or better known as Fort Myers Beach. It's on Little Estero Island. And Mike Fitzpatrick was very instrumental in us getting that venue. So if you have ideas for venues, and if you want to be part of the committee, we need you.
I was down at the library, and the head librarian said to me, she said, more comments. This is only like the third day or fourth day after the show was up. She said they've had more favorable comments about our work hanging there. And I think if you go down and look at it, as Nick says, blow your mind. It's hard to believe that we do this, but it'll be there the whole month.
I forgot one thing. Supposedly, they got this cockeyed have any system where the people who want to buy an image have to email the person who actually made it, and the library doesn't know who did what. But according...
Email addresses are there.
Oh, no, that's not my point. According to Cindy this morning, I was trying to get some information on how many had sold so far. She thought 3, but she didn't know to who, and she said there were 3 individuals who came in for email addresses and so forth and who to contact. So if you're one of them and you sold your image, please let us know, because we'd love to know it too.
Yes, by all means, we have no way of knowing who sells what. Very good point, Nick. Mary Short.
I'm here twice today. This is a very brief one. Just, I'm sure you all got the email that in March of 2017 we're going to be having another wonderful photo conference like we did last year. This is just to save the date, March 10th, 11th, and 12th of 2017, and it will be at FGCU again, the same location it was at last time where we had a wonderful conference. And also just to let you know, the digital competition for F3C is underway right now. You can go to f3c.org for details. The last day to get those in is June 30th. And I'll see you later.
Mary? All right. Members in the news. Last month I had a page full. This time, just Joe Parisi. The Marco Island newspaper had an article featuring Joe Parisi, who has an exhibit of his photography at the Marco Island Library in June, July, and August. So they had a feature article on Joe. The only other thing I have is there was just yesterday, Nikon announced that there's a replacement for the D500 batteries. If you have a D500, they will replace the battery for your camera. The notice is over there on the wall, but just contact Nikon. They're having some kind of a problem with the battery. When we were doing the art show, let me get this right. Ron Reed brought his pictures to hang in a couple of these. This is the bubble. It's really heavy. It's not really cheap at all. It's very, very heavy. Fairly inexpensive, but it's very, very well made. There's Velcro at the top. And it's just great for keeping your pictures in rather than wrapping them in boxes and everything else. So I would have thought it was great, and it's put out by, it's called Gallery Couch. And I put the notice up there on the wall. So anybody that's interested in maybe getting some of these, I think they're about $9, I think is what it was. They're different sizes. I think this particular size was like $9. So if you're interested in something like this for your friends or not, look over there. And now we'll have public announcements. Joe, I know you'll have some. Joe never lets me down.
Okay. Hi, I'm Joe Fitzpatrick with Understand Photography. First, I'd like to say to Nick, I'm glad I managed to get you to move up to Fort Myers from Naples here, so you're moving up in the world with your art shows. We are the drop-off point, Understand Photography, for Southern Photo Technical Service in Miami. So if you have a camera or lens that needs repair or cleaning, you can drop it off to us and we can send that over to you. Over to them, they will repair it and send it right back to you. We have a couple things coming up this summer that Peggy's leading. On July 15th, it will be the start of our Women's Weekend Workshop with Peggy. There's 2 spots available for that. And then on starting October the 2nd, there'll be an 8-day workshop that Peggy's leading in St. Croix. The information on both of them is on our website. You can get our business card over here at the counter, and that has the website address on it, and you get further information at them or see me at the break. Also like to remind you that both Peggy and I do on-site monitoring. We come to your house, or you can do it at our training center, and we can mentor you on a variety of things, both software and hardware.
Feedback on what Nick said about the Naples Art Association. Next Friday, a week from tomorrow, there's going to be 2 exhibits, simultaneous exhibits for photography. Camera USA, we have a number of people in our club who are exhibiting, who've been selected to exhibit. Jim Robillard, Nick Provenzo, and Lori Freeman, who are competing for a $5,000 award. In addition, they are having a photos in process, or pictures in process exhibit, and since they're not indicating who's going to be in it until tomorrow, I'm curious how many people in our club have actually submitted something for the pictures in process. Would you raise your hand if you've done so? So there's 4 of us, I guess? 5? Okay, so there's going to be a number of people who will have their photos on exhibit next Friday at the Von Liebig Center. It's 1 block south of 5th Avenue. If you know where McCabe's used to be and Vergina's, if you walk towards Cambier Park, at the northwest corner of Cambier Park is the Von Liebig Center. It starts at 5:30 and goes till about 7. In addition, Bob Brown has asked me to let you know that he has a Rokinon 14mm wide-angle lens for a Nikon mount. There's information about the lens on the for sale table over there. If you're interested, please see me or pick up that information. Thank you.
Anybody else? Art had suggested, and it was a good suggestion, that those of you who are in the Von Liebig, maybe you can take some of the flyers for our lecture series and maybe for the club and pass them around. That was Art's suggestion, a very good suggestion. Christine Cook.
I have this very beautiful, oh, I just noticed it's got white crap on it. God, I didn't do it, honestly. Somebody left this very beautiful raincoat at the Women's Workshop meeting. I'm sorry about the white crap. Had no idea who did it. Oh, and I have a couple of members in the news. Okay. I get Audubon magazine, and I got my Audubon magazine, and I opened it up, and one of those little card inserts fell out to, to subscribe. And one of our members' pictures was on that card representing Audubon, Sandy Harridan. Unbelievable. And I meant to bring it to my friend. And the other thing is that I wanted to thank everybody who voted for me with the National Geographic contest. My image, Heart of Ice, won. And the editors of National Geographic gave it a blue ribbon and published it and are saving it for someday if they do a hard copy on Iceland.
We do have beginners workshops, as I mentioned, part of the volunteers. So, if you think, gee, these people are in National Geographic, everything else, and a lot of us are, a lot of them are. But we do have beginners workshops. So, in fact, I can remember 5 or 6 years ago, some of the people that are winning all kinds of things and awards were just learning how to use their camera. So, don't think that you can't do it. Anybody else? Yes. Harry.
Just a reminder that we have a meeting after the meeting at Chili's on 951, 3 miles south of Rattlesnake Hammock Road, going towards 75. Show of hands, who's going to go have a beer afterwards?
North. It's north.
See.
North.
North, that is north, I'm sorry. 3 miles north of Rattlesnake. You go north. Okay, so a dozen of us are going to be there. It's all the cool kids, you should come, it's the most fun.
Tell me it's better than this meeting even. That's what they tell me. I've tried it. It is great. Very short.
All right. We are current now on all ribbons except for the year end. So if anybody earned a ribbon and didn't get it, see me at the break, please. And also the second prints are over there. If anybody picks up their prints, they're over there from the second print competition. All right. And these are actually from the second print competition. And you see right there. Okay. This the Color Advanced Blue Ribbon. Nancy Garrison, Classic Pelly. Dennis Holt, the director. Dennis Holt, Sibling Affection. See a theme. Dennis Holt, Sibling Affection. This is for the color category, the yellow ribbons. Christine Cook, In the Distance. Christine Cook, Weathered. Nancy Garrison, Mr. Peacock. Jim Robillard, can you hear me now? And in the mono category, these are the blue ribbon winners. Jim Robillard, Moab Sunrise. That was we didn't have very many people that contributed to that competition, so that's all the winners for that. Like I said earlier, the next competition is the digital competition is underway, and June 30th is the deadline on that. And I think that was all. Oh, again, if you earned ribbons and didn't get them yet, see me at the break and pick up your pictures if you haven't gotten them. And also, same thing for the conference, we already covered that.
For the digital competition, if you're going to be entering, and you should be, all of you should be, is that documentary is a new category, and a lot of people are trying to enter monochrome into documentary, and monochrome is a part of a traditional photojournalism category, but not in this competition. So if you're going to do a monochrome, put it in the monochrome category. The other thing is, some people are entering really great documentary entries into the color category, when really they would do better in the documentary category. So if you're thinking about that, then think about whether or not your image fits the description of documentary even better than color. And you do that by reading the rules and regulations, which I know it's difficult. I hate reading rules and regulations myself. So when in doubt, you read the instructions. But do it if you have any doubt about what category to enter. Thank you.
When everything else lost you good directions. All right. The citywide competition. How many? There's only about a couple hundred prints entered, I think. And there, too bad Carmen isn't here, but it is. Okay, but there were a lot for one club out of the whole state. I think that was a really great showing. Okay. Paul McKinney is going to give us a presentation on mastering the exposure triangle. Paul?
So since we're talking about technology, there's two ways people take photographs. Statistically, this is most of them. And this has a big advantage to a lot of people. It's called, they don't have to run around with a thick manual telling them how to use it. So they don't need that. That's how most people do. If they just want, I'll call snapshots, which may be giving them more credit than they deserve. If you want to give something that gets a little more, you want to do something like that, then you got to get something like this. It doesn't have to be this long. But the problem is, it comes with all these controls and things you can adjust. So, then what do you got to do? You need to get three things. How bright is the sensor? How sensitive to it is it? What's the shutter speed? What's the aperture? And when you go to take a picture, I don't care if it's just portrait, I don't care if it's birds in flight, if it's a half a minute night night shot, doesn't matter what it is, you got to figure out those three things. And I'm taking out one of the alternatives, which is called program, because I think they should redo the cameras so that that just doesn't work. Okay, how sensitive to the light is it going to be? What are you going to do about shutter speed? You got something moving quickly, bird or race car or something? That's one thing you got to do. Done a lot of landscape out west. One nice thing about the mountains, they don't move too fast. That's not a problem. What's your depth of field? Well, the mountains, and you get something in the foreground, then you got a little worry about aperture. The shutter speed, and all three of them are interrelated. The problem is you have to sort out all three of them. If you go to the higher ISO, you can have a much faster shutter speed, or you can do depth of field. I grew up shooting Velvia 50. When Velvia 100 came out, then there was a real question. With that blazing 100-speed film, was it really as good as the original Velvia? The answer was, yeah, it's pretty good. Most digital SLRs today, you've got wonderful image quality and ISOs that you just cannot believe that you can actually go shoot something publishable and, ISO 800 stuff. It's changed. The noise reduction has also gone down, not only because of the hardware, but also the software is much better. Shutter speed. Biggest complaint is things are moving. Whether it's at sports, I have young grandchildren, they move very quickly, very fast, and very regularly. So it's good training for wildlife. One thing I would say on birds, I do a lot, taught some raptor and bird photography in Michigan. Down here last fall, I've done it in Michigan for several years. I believe 1 2,000 seconds is in flight, not 1,000. But sometimes you're shooting for 30 seconds. Sometimes you're shooting at a 30th of a second. Sometimes the problem is not that the subject is moving. The rocks in the Grand Canyon aren't going anywhere very far, very fast, but the raft is moving. Sometimes you get photography. The photographers, you have to figure that out. For example, in the Grand Canyon, the first thing on day 1 of 7 is take some shots of the raft and look at it critically and see, blow it up on the back of the screen and for critical sharpness and figure out what kind of shutter speed you're going to need. Depth of field. As you know, higher f-stop under the equation is a smaller lens opening and much more depth of field. And what is one of the great technologies to help with this? One of the great things that helps is one of these things, the smartphone. You only need a semi-smartphone. It doesn't have to be a real smartphone. Because all you need is anyone that has a large number of depth of field that you need. And here we put it at f4.5, 200 millimeter, say 20 feet. Let's put it at 50 millimeter lens. What happens? Depth of field is over 14 feet. What this shows, though, is the focal length goes up, the depth of field comes way down. You go from a 50 millimeter lens to a 200, depth of field goes over 14 feet, a little less than a foot. And then where it says 500 millimeter and 20 feet, it says 0.12 inch, or about 1/8 of an inch. That is not a typographical error. lot of long lens, you will know that is not, and that means you're going to have to sort out what you're going to do and try and get some depth of field close. And of course, conversely, we usually like to get closer rather than further away from it. You've got the great flexibility. Here, a night scape shot in the middle of the Mexican mountains, ISO 3200, 30 seconds, F5. I do not want this to be a, like the old photography magazines. I shot this at F whatever and so on. But I just want you to get some rough ideas of how things do fit together in different shooting situations. What if you're doing here? The night sky is moving fast. Star movement becomes a problem. Or the Earth's rotation, I should say, becomes a problem. If you've got birds in flight and he's coming down, she's looking very concerned about those talons, you're going to need a lot of shutter speed. Practical examples. Not a real bright sunny day, but meter says at ISO 200, 5.6, and a 250. We can keep, what can we do to get different situations with the same volume of light? And I think a good analogy of light is to get for that situation. Think of the light as it's a beaker. You've got a beaker that's this tall. I can fill it up with a fire hose, which will happen very, very quickly. I can do it with a garden hose, which will happen fairly fast. Or I can have it in a drip, and it may be there for a long, long time. But it's the same thing. We've got to get our beaker of light on there. So with that light, if I'm shooting a landscape, I want a lot of depth of field, front to distance. F16, no problem. I just crank it down to 30th of a second. And a tripod is, of course, king. Sports, I've got them running around. 5.6 will work. I need 500th of a second to get everybody sharp. So what do? Well, I just pop the ISO up, stop, that works. Now I'm going to shoot some birds that are moving around. Then you put the ISO up, 2 stops, 200, 800, go down to F4, and 1/16 of the second, or 1/1600. Practical thing, if you're shooting a bird, the depth of field is 10 inches, the 500 millimeter lens at 50 feet. 2 feet and change at 400. If you're 50 feet away with a 300 millimeter lens, the answer for songbird is the little black little pixels that are in the corner way off in the back there. Because it's going to be you're not close enough. Here's a simple example. I'm shooting handheld less than 10 feet with 300 millimeter lens. Fortunately for shutter speed, vibration reduction lens, icon speed, or IS for our Canon shooters, depth of field, even at F10, is basically 6 to 7 of an inch. Just got to have some damn high and go for that. And it works with the beat parallel to the plane of the sensor. Again, your close-up, you need a lot of depth of field, and you need some shutter speed. You're not flying. That's why I cheated. You don't see his speed. Here we've got some dolphins of the Gulf out of the Sanibel Thriller. They're moving very quickly. And if you're shooting the dolphins, it's like the photography version of whack-a-mole. If they're over here, they're on this side, they're real close to you, then the next time you see them, they're way back on the other side of the weight. So you got to be ready for anywhere. You need a lot of shutter speed and a lot of depth, even though it's not a, it's mid-range focal length, that turned out to be 66 millimeters. And I never have any idea exactly what it is. I know it's shooting there. It's 60, 70 millimeters. It's look at the data. The metadata later on, but I know what my is right with me. They just go with it. Now, why is there a picture of the back of me? Not because it's the best view, well, that's debatable. That was taken from the zip line company from somebody in the platform coming down from a 1,000-foot run in the jungle. And this is not a setup. I was actually looking at the histogram when that was taken. The fact that you're coming down and you should be turned around facing the big tree, you don't want to smack into it. No, the more important thing is always be checking your histogram. I think if what happened in the first half dozen years with digital, the most important thing practically was the histogram. Not want to blow out whites and light colors, whatever you do. And blinkies. Blinkies are your best friend. Or in that one, best friend of the wood stork is that the 11-foot gator is already eating the stork's cousin and is hungry at that moment. But the one thing you want, you want the detail in the white. And how do you do that? Well, the 5 minutes where the wood stork is making sure that he's not going to get it, he stays about 50 feet behind the gator, thinks about it, you go check it, blow it up on the no blinkies, blow it up on the back of the camera, and check your histogram. But blinkies and your histogram, those are your navigators of light, of high light levels. That is properly exposed. We've got it down to, the white is just dying off at the right edge. Then I took the same thing, and just took it raw and popped it up one stop. And if you look at it closely, you'll see that you lost all the detail. You lost all the detail in that. You can see what's going on the edge. Blinkies are your friend. The histogram is your friend. Always try and get in the way. In Florida, you did a lot of things for the house. A lot of fun. Right? And the first 67 years of my life, I lived in subtropical southeastern Michigan. Did quite as much stuff. But I did do some programs years ago with film on how to calibrate for different snow levels. Because corn snow is very different than fresh snow and so on and so forth. But here you get a lot of bright sunlight, you get a lot of white, a lot of white things. You sand, a lot of light things. A lot of detail. Here we get some. We get black, white, and gray. We get a little of everything. The main thing is don't blow out your white. And as was discussed by our bird photographers from Nat Geo 5 weeks ago on Saturday morning, if you're going to shoot birds, always use manual exposure. The problem is the birds in the sky, you've got to put it on an aperture or shutter, you're going to get one sky, then you've got the background, some trees in the background, then they're down on the ground. You're going to get 3 different exposures. There's only one correct exposure for that bird and that light. And the answer is at least 2 of the 3 are going to be off. Off of the trees, not all 3 of them. Okay, let's take a little simple thing. There's kestrel, which is the smallest raptor species. That's a headshot. I do admit I like to get eyes close. Okay, so we've got that eye. We've got a 200 millimeter macro. I'm not too worried about shutter speed because he's sitting on the railing. F8 will give me some depth of field. I want to go with the eyeball is what's critical. And 400 ISO. If you're looking at that, the answer is what's critical, the eyeball. And what's my depth of field from about 2 feet away? Not much. What do you do if you've got a nice sunny day, but you've got very different light levels from which you're shooting? You've got the lighter rocks there in Yosemite, then you've also got the reflection. What do? Graduated neutral density filter. If you're not familiar with those, the long rectangular filter, and you usually come to 2 or 3 stop. The top part is no change in color, but it does make it darker. You put that up and down on the holder, and you put it right there where the water and the land meet, so that you can hold the detail in both the shadow and the highlights, because otherwise it's not going to work well. Otherwise you pick, do I like do for the bright part or the dark part? Graduated neutral density, you can take care of both. Here's a problem that you get shooting any wildlife, and I include the grandkids in there. And you've got lousy light. Lousy light is, well, that had just turned at the end of the day from rain to snow. That would go beyond the heavy overcast. So what do? Why do the eyes look there? The answer is you put it on a slow sync, whatever your camera is, and you use the ambient light, and then you dial your flash down there. I think it's probably about 2/3 of the stop. So that way you get some light in there. The other thing you can do is if you've got something at an angle and it's very, very bad shadow, you just can't move around with where everybody is related to each other. You can take a lot of the shadow out, a lot more pleasing. Invisible light. If you've never played with infrared, I highly recommend you consider doing so. The cost of an infrared camera is relatively cheap. It's called your old one that you were going to, you just got another one and not your backup, you get one sitting around. Get it converted, and you can either do black and white, or I like super color. But you will get parts of the light spectrum that the human eye simply doesn't see. All that green foliage will come across as light. One useful, practical accessory is the hoodman, because you're out there in Florida and it's nice and sunny, and what happens? You're sitting there hunched over with the sun behind you, tempting to try and see what's in the back of your camera, not having a lot of success. You put a hood man over it, and you can adjust it for your eyes, for your prescription, and it's like walking into a movie theater, right? Everything other than the lit screen is dark, and it's very, very helpful. If you have any questions, I've lived within a mile of there for over 30 years. So my friend is there to answer any and all kinds of questions. That's who I talk to. He gives me the best answer. Thank you very much.
Okay, real quickly, there are a couple of programs that have offered an upgrade, and one of those is what I talked about before. It's called Procure Plus. Well, they've been pretty busy, and now they have come out with version 3 already. The one thing that's going to define this is that it's going to be much faster. That was probably the one thing that I objected to before. It was the slow to watch processing. But we have faster processing in GPU support. If you have a Windows computer, especially with an NVIDIA card, you're going to see performance that may be 6 times faster than this last edition, 10 times faster than if you had version 2.0. If you're doing a Mac or Windows in your processing, you anticipate it to be twice as fast. Also, they have improved and redesigned the user interface, and they've also upgraded. They have 56 cameras that were added to this, but they also are going to give you more control. So they're going to give you finer adjustment of optical aberrations. You get 5 adjustments now instead of 3. Finer adjustment of sharpness, or called rendering, in the Quality Plus setting. And all of this is something that if you owned it version 2.5, all you have to do is go into their website and you can get the update. That's not going to cost you. If you have already used your 30 days to look at the program and you weren't quite sure and that's expired, if you go into the website and you want to test it some more, they're going to allow you to take another fresh look at version 3. All you have to do is enter the following extension code, and they've listed that in there. And then you can get another look and see if the performance and specifics are exactly where you want it to be. So this is on Procure Plus, and it's at relaunch.procureplus.com, and that will get you in. The other that I wanted to let you know, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this, but DxO, which has had DxO Optics Pro 10, has now come out with DxO Optics Pro 11. And this is apparently a big deal because the prime noise reducing feature that is part of 10 has been given a significant upgrade. And there are a lot of little tweaks that are going to make this program, I think, a lot better. The only drawback is for those people that have 10, I think they're going to have to buy 11. So the cost in terms of buying it, they have a special for June 30th, and that price, instead of being $199 normally, they have it for $149. That's for the Elite Edition. Then they have the Essential Edition, which is your basic version, and that's normally $129. They have it for $99. But you can get this, you can go in, you can take a look at the specifics. If you go into DxO and check out their website. Something that I'll be doing in a little more detail, and I can give you an update at a later point. So that's it from here. If you have any questions, I'll be here to clap. Yes, Richard?
The upgrade for the Elite is $70. If you're running the 10.5 in the Elite, upgrade to 11 is $69.
It's how much?
$69.
$69 for an upgrade. Excellent. The one that's a little less costly. If there is any other question, again, I'll be here. That's it.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's take about a 20-minute break, and when we come back, we'll have very entertaining information for you. So, about 20 minutes. Before you get up, Rosie, are you going to take pictures?
Yes.
For those of you who don't have your picture in your members gallery, we like to get it. We have over 300 members now. So in order to know who you're sitting next to, if you will get your picture in, we'll get it in the members gallery, and it is password protected. So Rosie will be taking pictures during the break. And if you don't have your picture in, let's do it. Also, if you're not a member and you want to join You can get door prices if you join now. Thank you very much. See you back